is that Paul's success became a praiseworthy moment for his colleagues in Jerusalem. Paul's success became a moment to celebrate for his Jerusalem counterparts. Are you hearing me yet? When Paul brought back the good report, the leaders there celebrated what he said. All I'm trying to say is this: Acts 21 does not say that when Paul brought back a good report that his friends were upset. It does not say that when Paul talked about all of the success that he had with the Gentiles, that his colleagues looked at him sideways. It says when good news came, they celebrated with him. Going somewhere with this. See, this ain't a popular message on Sunday, but I think it's something we need to talk about. It's been in my spirit for a while now, and the text just came up that allowed me to speak on it today. How do you really feel when good things happen to other people? I know, Pastor, why you bringing that up in church? We're in a Sunday morning worship experience where the majority of people gathered here are Christians. Don't you know that we celebrate what God is doing in the lives of other people? But do we really? It's a question that I've asked myself recently. It feels like when good things are happening to other people, I don't always see the celebratory vibe that a Christian should represent. Oh, it's tight, but it's right up in here on this Sunday morning. Can I be happy when other folk are happy? Can I have joy when other folk have joy? Can I feel good for people even when things are not going well in my own life? Does it always have to be something in it for me to dance at good news for somebody else? Ooh, this is tight up in here. Ooh, I'm getting them looks already. I prayed and I prepared myself for it. I said, Corey, you're going to get some looks today. Ooh, some folk ain't going to be happy about this, because this feels like a subject that I should not have to discuss in church. And some people looking at me now are saying, why are we even talking about it? We're talking about it because I believe that many of us in the house of God on today may need to look in the mirror and have a heart check. I'm not talking about the person you present, because the person that we present is oftentimes only a representative of who's really. What's going on deep in our hearts? Are we cheering on people on the outside, but secretly loathing them on the inside? Do we pretend to celebrate victories for others, but in reality despise the fact that they have what they have? Do we compliment people, but talk about them in a negative way when we are not in their presence? So I believe that God's people need to do some self-examination and ask ourselves the question, are we really happy for people? Are we really happy that things are turning out a certain way? Listen, y'all, I read an article this week in preparation for this message, and it was a deep article that discussed how the Hebrew word for jealousy or envy is used in the Old Testament. Watch this. The author, who is an Old Testament scholar, suggested that the essence of the word jealousy or envy in Hebrew is based on rivalry. In other words, I'm jealous of another individual, not simply because they have something I don't have. I'm jealous because I view them as a rival. I view them as a competitor. So when they get what they get, because I view them how I view them, I automatically am competing against them. Could it be, I'm just saying, that the very same people we are around, we secretly view them as our competition? They are supposed to be our Christian counterparts, but in our minds, we are rivals. We're supposed to be on the same team, but in our hearts, we are competing. So if this is heavy, we're walking heavy, we're walking heavy. In other words, the person experiencing the jealousy believes that they hold a certain position or status, and their rival's success poses a threat to their progress and is interfering with their place and position. So I cannot be happy for you, because in my mind, your success brings me down. Your success takes away from me. It demotes me. So I'm not going to be happy for you, because I view your elevation as my demotion. Can I minister to somebody today? The reason you may be struggling with feelings of jealousy toward other folk is because you may feel that you're not enough. That what you are and who you are is not enough. And you believe that the other person's ascension simply exposes what you're not. Therefore, your inability to celebrate what's happening in other people's lives has nothing to do with them, but has everything to deal with you, where you are, and your insecurity about your personal position. Can I give you some good news finally? The good news is that God told me on this Sunday morning to tell you that no matter the insecurity you have, you are more than enough. Your position ain't based on anything somebody else is doing. Your position is based on what God is doing in you and for you, and where God has put. In other words, I can celebrate my neighbor because I'm not intimidated by their success. I can celebrate my neighbor because I have a healthy outlook on life. I don't have to wish bad on somebody else in order to elevate me. I can shout hallelujah when you get blessed. I can shout hallelujah when God makes a way for you. I can shout hallelujah when God opens doors for you, because I know the same